Welcome back to another video, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the top 10 players in the NBA. This is about a quarter through the NBA season currently, so I think it's the perfect opportunity to give you guys my top 10 updated top 10 players in the NBA. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new and you enjoy the content, and without further ado, let's get straight into the video. First, we're just going to go through a couple of honorable mentions. The three honorable mentions that I have is Devin Booker, who I think just missed out, Donovan Mitchell, and LeBron James. Again, LeBron, you could argue the in-season tournament. For me right now, based on the statistics and how the Lakers are doing, I can't put him there. Starting off this list at number 10, kind of a resurgence here, I'm going to go with Trae Young. Trae Young is not only is he second in assists this year with nearly 11, he also is 7th in scoring this year. Trae Young has had that year where he can actually, I think he's being kind of overhated at this point. Last year, his shooting was terrible. From the field, he was terrible. And he was just so inconsistent last year. Everyone kind of forgot about him. But this year, he has had a massive year. He's got more points per game than Steph Curry right now. And he's passing at an elite level. Like, people don't understand actually how good Trae Young is. And people think that because of how inconsistent and just bad he was last year, he's had a year where people just forget how good he is, because obviously the Hawks aren't that good, but he's carrying the Hawks right now. He is second in assists and 7th in points, like I said, and he's honestly shooting better. Obviously, you know, his field goal percentage is obviously not ever going to be the greatest. His turnovers are never going to be the greatest, but as a player, he's had a huge year. Trae Young checking at number 10. Surprise pick there, maybe. But for some people, maybe he thinks that he should be out of the top 10. For me, based on how he's played this year, I think he deserves it. Number 10, Trae Young. At number 9 on this list, I'm going to go with De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings. Fox is one of those players that is just so clutch and so good. He's 6th in scoring right now, and he's just continuing to show why, in my opinion, he's a top 10 player. Last year, he had an insane year, and people were always saying, hey, that's just going to be a lucky year. I don't know if he's going to be able to get much better. Well, he has been better than last year. He was the most clutch player in the NBA last year, and he's just continuing with that. The Sacramento Kings are doing really, really good right now in the West, in a stacked Western Conference, and I think De'Aaron Fox is the main reason why. Obviously, Sabonis' production has gone up, and he's done better, but De'Aaron Fox is still leading this team. He's averaging 30 points per game almost, and it just shows me actually still how good he is. I think he is averaging 30 right now, and he continues to just show his quickness, his speed, his reliability for this team, and again, how much you can value him in the late quarters and in the clutch. Right now, De'Aaron Fox is at number 9. Again, it's very, very heavy on point guards in this list, but I got De'Aaron Fox at number 9. At number 8 on this list, again, this guy just seems like he gets better with age. We have Kevin Durant of the Phoenix Suns. He's averaging 31 points per game this season. He's shooting 50% from the field. Why is he getting better when he was a year younger? It doesn't make any sense. He's now, I think, like 35 years old, and he's still amazing. Kevin Durant, one of the best players in the NBA. You know, people could argue that I should have put him higher, but in my opinion, he still is a little bit selfish with the ball. He doesn't really pass too much. He's more of just getting to his spots and shoot, and I can respect that. Cannot put him higher over some of the other players in this list, but KD is still a monster, and I think he deserves to be the number 8 person in this list. Again, his efficiency has continued to grow, and although I don't think he's in his prime anymore, he's still playing like he did when he was in the Brooklyn Nets a couple years ago when he was averaging 30 before he got injured. He's playing like that. He's playing like his MVP self again. Obviously, he's not going to win the MVP because there's this year, I mean, he's having kind of career stats, and he's still only 5th in scoring. But Kevin Durant, he checks in at number 8, and I think he just keeps getting better with age. Number 7, we have a newcomer to this list. It's going to be Tyrese Halliburton of the Indiana Pacers. Halliburton not only has the most assists in the NBA right now at 12 assists per game, which is just insane. He also led the Indiana Pacers to the finals of the in-season tournament. He's averaging currently 24.8 points per game, which is lower than every single other person on this list, but you got to understand the way that he gets his teammates involved. Yes, I know people are going to say, yeah, he shoots like... He has the most weird shooting form I think I've ever seen. I don't know what it is, but he gets to his spots, he shoots the ball, and he makes the buckets. I think right now he's a top 4 or 5 point guard in the league right now, and he 1000% deserves to be here. You don't understand how good Halliburton's production has been with the Pacers this year, and one of the reasons why the Pacers are in a playoff spot. Halliburton checks in at number 7, and Rest of the NBA, you got to watch out for him because right now he can pass the ball to anybody. 12.1 assists per game is just unreal. Tyrese Halliburton checks in at number 7. At number 6, it feels like this hasn't been happening for a while, but a big drop-off this year, it's going to have to be Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors. I still have him at 6. Is that biased? I don't know. He's still top 10 in scoring at 27.9 points per game, but his production has gone down. He's been more inefficient. I will say he's still doing really good from the 3. He still has the most 3-pointers made in the NBA, and he's still shooting pretty efficiently from the field. But definitely his turnover rates have gone up a lot. I can't tell if that's because Jordan Poole left, so now he's turned the ball over. But the Warriors have one of the worst turnover rates in the league right now. It doesn't look like that's happening. I think Steph Curry is a big problem. Obviously, the Warriors are struggling. The reason why I have Steph this high is because he has been carrying the Warriors to a 500 record when they did not look like they deserve it. Chris Paul's been terrible. Andrew Wiggins has been terrible. Klay Thompson's been washed. He has been playing better recently, but still. Steph, although he has had his inconsistent games, he's still important in the clutch. He's still one of the most clutch players in the NBA. I can't really leave him outside the top 10. I got Steph Curry at number 6. Before we go on to number 5, I will say another snub that I just totally forgot about. It is Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics. I know that's crazy to say. I still think he is a top 10 player in the league, but right now, based on his production that he's playing with the Celtics, I understand that there's like 4 really good players for the Celtics. That's why his production has been declining. He's only 11th in points in the league. The reason why I took him out, though, is because he hasn't really led the Celtics. I feel like every other person on this list has led their team. He hasn't really done it. It's not his fault. He probably still is a top 10 player, but based on how he's doing this season, he just falls out of the top 10. But without further ado, let's get straight into number 5. In number 5, I'm going with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is 3rd in points in the league at 31 points per game, super efficient, and leading the Thunders to a top 5 seed in the West. It's insane to see how good the Thunders have been doing this season, and it's mainly led by Shai. Obviously, guys like Chet and Josh Giddey have been producing, even though Josh Giddey has been having a bit of a decline, and that's why you need guys like Shai to carry the team. Shai is going off right now. His slashing is one of the best in the league. He can get to a spot super easily. His shooting, he's been more efficient this year, and, you know, he's one of those guys who are young, who is definitely going to improve this year. Shai, without a doubt, is a top 5 player in the NBA. I put him above Steph just because he has been carrying their team to a better spot than Curry has been carrying the Warriors to. So gotta give him his props. Shai's gonna clock in at number 5 on this list. Number 4 on this list, again a little bit of a drop off, but I have Giannis Antetokounmpo. I cannot say his last name, of the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis is still really good. He's still a top 5 player in the NBA, but he has had it's not even that he has a down year, it's just everyone else above him has had an insane year as well. Giannis is 4th in scoring at 30.8 points per game. He also has 11 rebounds per game. Like, he's been carrying the Bucks because a bad start to the year from Damian Lillard. Now Damian started to heat up. Again, another person that maybe you could put on this list. I just personally couldn't. But Giannis is still really good. He's still the Greek freak for a reason. I mean, you could argue him over some of the other guys. I just think the 3 other players above him have just been that good this year. Giannis, again, still having career numbers. Again, it's not his fault for being this low. It's just he's kind of chilled. I mean, he's still having a career year, honestly, in points. But considered to the other players above him, I just can't put him above him. Giannis is going to go at number 4. Not even that bad of a spot. You could put him at 3. You could put him at 2. You couldn't even put him at 1. But in my opinion, Giannis is going to clock in at number 4. Next up at number 3, you got to put him on this list. I got Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. Honestly, could put him even a little higher, but I think the other 2 players just have been carrying their team a little bit more. But, I mean, Luka's just been insane. 33.5 points per game puts him 2nd in the league currently based on points per game. He's super efficient, shooting basically 48% from the field, and also still is averaging 9 assists and is still a top 5 assist leader in the NBA while carrying his team and scoring 33.5 points per game. That's ridiculous. The Mavericks are in a great playoff spot right now in the West, and that's mainly because of Luka. Obviously, you have guys like Kyrie that are helping out too, Derek Lively, but Luka has obviously been the main reason why. Luka, again, he plays such a weird style of basketball that you just don't really see that much. Got that slow, comfortable, slow dribble. He gets to his spots, he shoots. And that headband Luka that he's been becoming has been quite a dangerous sighting. Luka, I'm going to put him at number 3. Definitely could argue higher, but for me right now, he's going to go at number 3. Luka, just got to slow down, man. You're going way too fast. Luka's just been insane this year. He's going to clock in at number 3. And at number 2, we're actually going to have a new number 1, and we'll talk about that later. But at number 2, I have Nikola Jokic. Jokic, I know he's 12th in scoring right now in the league at like 26 points per game. I don't care about that. He's averaging like 9 assists per game and 11 rebounds per game. He's basically averaging a triple-double each game, and you understand that the Nuggets are still one of the top teams in the league, and he's the reason why. He's a team player. He gets his teammates involved. If he wants to, he could be the #1 person in the league in points. But right now, he's basically averaging a triple-double as a center. You understand how that ridiculous that is? And the way he plays is just, it's so impressive, and he gets to his spots, and he's so good. Again, couldn't put him at #1 because his #1 guy just has been at an unreal level. You probably already know who it is. But right now, Nikola Jokic is obviously a top 5 player in the league. I got him at #2. You could argue #1, and I'll talk about that later, why he isn't #1, but you could definitely argue it. Jokic can be at #2. And at #1, we have a new face for the #1 league. We have Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. He is first in scoring at 35 points per game. He's got 11 rebounds per game and 6 assists per game, shooting good from the field. 35 points per game is insane. Also has carried the Sixers to a team that most people thought maybe was a play-in team and carried them to a top 5 seed, top 3 seed in the East. 35 points per game. You don't understand how insanely efficient and good Joel Embiid has been this year. Again, you could argue Nikola Jokic because of his way to get his teammates involved too, but also Tyrese Maxey has been at an unreal level too. And it's not just Joel Embiid carrying the team, but Embiid has been so good, you might as well just say he's been carrying the team. Joel Embiid is #1. It feels weird to say that, and maybe he won't finish #1, but right now, based on how this year has been going, Joel Embiid's going to be #1, and he's my #1 player in the NBA right now. I hope you enjoyed this video of me listing the top 10 NBA players. Hopefully you guys didn't get too offended. You guys can leave your guys' opinion in the comments. I know there's some big snubs that you guys, there's just so many good NBA players right now. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!